The child you lost was not lost. He was taken from you, switched with another at birth. Your son lives. In a grand kingdom nestled in the heart of Nigeria, there was a queen named Adama, whose beauty and wisdom were unmatched. However, despite her many virtues, she was barren, unable to give her husband, King Oluwaseun, the one thing he desired most, an heir. The people of the kingdom whispered amongst themselves, and many felt that the queen's inability to bear children had become a dark cloud over the royal household. King Oluwaseun had married 2 other queens after Adama, each hoping to bring forth a child to carry on the royal lineage. The first was Queen Olamide, a fierce and regal woman who quickly became pregnant, but tragically her child died shortly after birth. Queen Olamide's grief was overwhelming, and her bitterness grew as time passed. The second queen was Ireti, a soft-spoken beauty who had also born a son. However, despite her tender nature, she became consumed with jealousy when she saw how the people continued to love Adama, the barren woman. Queen Ireti's jealousy twisted into something darker, and she began to spread rumors. She told everyone who would listen that Adama, in her desperation for child, had killed King Oluwaseun's first son, the child of Queen Olamide, out of jealousy. Soon, those rumors became accusations. Queen Ireti's manipulation of the royal court led to whispers in the palace hall, and King Oluwaseun, heartbroken and confused, started to doubt his first wife. Adama's grief at the loss of trust from the king she loved so much was unimaginable. She pleaded with him, but the accusations were too strong and her reputation too tarnished. Even the elders who had once revered her wisdom seemed to falter in the face of the mounting pressure from Queen Ireti and her supporters. And one fateful day, King Oluwaseun, in a state of confusion, decided to make the harshest decision of his reign. He ordered that Adama be banished to the dreaded evil forest, a place where few returned, a land filled with spirits and wild beasts, where only the cursed and forsaken were left to wander and perish. With a heavy heart and a tear-streaked face, Adama was driven out of the palace, her feet heavy with despair. The people of the kingdom gathered to watch, some with sorrows in their eyes, others with a cruel satisfaction. And as the queen disappeared into the dense trees of the evil forest, no one believed she would ever return. But the gods had a different plan for Queen Adama. The night she was cast into the forest, the wind was fierce and the ground beneath her feet seemed to pulse with energy. She stumbled and fell, exhausted, but when she rose, she found herself standing before a mysterious and radiant figure, a spirit of the forest. "You are not destined to die here," the spirit said, its voice like the rustling of leaves in the wind. "You have been wronged, but the gods have spared you for a greater purpose. You shall not perish. You shall rise again." With that, the spirit disappeared, leaving Adama standing alone in the vast wilderness. And so she lived, sustained by the forest's mysterious energy. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. But Adama refused to succumb to despair. She learned to hunt, to gather, to live in harmony with the forest. Slowly, the anger in her heart began to fade, replaced by the quiet strength that had once made her soul beloved by the people. One day, as Adama wandered deep into the forest, she stumbled upon an old woman who lived in a humble hut. The woman, with hair like silver threads, looked at her with knowing eyes and smiled. "You seek the truth," the old woman said, her voice soft but clear. "I can see it in your heart." Adama nodded, her voice trembling. "I was accused of something I did not do. I lost my husband's love and my place in the world. But I cannot live like this forever. I need to know the truth about my child." The old woman beckoned her inside, where she took a deep breath. and began to speak the ancient words of prophecy. The child you lost was not lost. He was taken from you, switched with another at birth. The gods had allowed this to happen as a test of your strength. Your son lives, and he was raised by the one who accused you. Adama's heart raced. My son is alive? But where is he? Who has him? The old woman's eyes darkened. Your son lives, and in the palace. He was switched with the dead son of Queen Ireti. She replaced her dead son with yours, and now she raises him as her own while you suffer in the forests. Adama's hands trembled, rage and heartbreak surging through her. I must find him. I must reclaim what is mine. The old woman nodded. The path to him is not an easy one, but the gods will guide you. Go now, but remember, only the truth will set you free. With determination, Adama set off on her journey back to the kingdom. As she approached the kingdom, she could feel the familiar pulse of the land. And though her heart was heavy with the weight of betrayal, she knew what she had to do. When she finally arrived at the palace gates, the guards who had once been so loyal to her hesitated, unsure of what to do. But as soon as the people of the kingdom saw her, their whispers grew louder. They remembered the queen they had once loved, the queen who had been cast aside unjustly. Adama made her way to the royal court, where Queen Ireti stood holding her son, a young boy now, full of life and promise. The moment their eyes met, something shifted. The truth was undeniable. Ireti, Adama called, her voice steady. That child you hold is mine. He was switched with the dead baby you mourned. He is my son. Queen Ireti's face went pale, and in that moment, the entire court fell silent. The gods, it seemed, had allowed Adama to reclaim her place, not with force, but with the undeniable truth. The king, standing by Queen Ireti's side, looked at Adama. His eyes filled with regret. Is this true? He asked, his voice heavy with shame. Adama stepped forward, her heart filled with a quiet strength. Yes, I have suffered greatly, but my son was taken from me. It was not I who brought death to the palace. It was you, Ireti, in your jealousy and your deceit. Everyone was shocked as the full truth came to light. Queen Ireti's evil was exposed, and the people who had long believed the lies now saw her for who she truly was. In the end, Adama was reunited with her son, and she was restored to her rightful place as the queen. The kingdom celebrated her return, not just as a mother, but as a symbol of resilience and justice. And Queen Ireti, once so powerful in her district, was cast out, banished from the palace she had so cruelly sought to control. As for Adama, she ruled with wisdom and grace, her heart forever marked by the trials she had endured. But she was no longer the barren queen, she was a mother again, and nothing, not even the darkest of accusations, could take that away from her.